Welcome to the FrameX podcast, episode 3. It's me, Alan Tong, and I'm here accompanied by Jehu Chan.
Hey, how are you guys? We're back. We're going to be talking about some fun stuff.
Yeah, today we're actually going to be talking about a little bit about the process of, you know, some of the complaints that we've been hearing and the process of the real estate photographers and how they deliver media, maybe through the portals from beginning to end,
Yeah,
from
exactly.
booking to receiving the photos. Let's start with that topic.
Yeah, let's start with that.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about um, what the standard is right now.
I think the standard right now is, I mean, it shouldn't.
For booking, you're trying to book a photo shoot for your new listing.
Okay. Let's say and we're talking about just FrameX, or you want to talk about the
No, like
standard?
say
How?
like we're in the South Bay and let's pretend we're both realtors. We just
Yeah.
got a new listing. We want to find a photographer. What's the first thing you do? Where do you search?
Yeah, you
Just the
have
whole
to
experience.
look on Google. Okay,
Oh,
that's
okay.
that's the first thing. You can look on Google, and then from there you're gonna get all this their social media platforms and stuff like that if they have it. But the thing here is, most of the photographers that they just do it part time. You have to book through email. Have to send in a text message or call them. With us, it's a little bit different, and by a little, I would say it's a lot different because we have a online portal where you can just go look at our live calendar
Mm-hmm.
to see which dates are available, and you can just schedule whenever.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, definitely there are photographers that do this as a hobby, and I can't if it's not a business, if it's just as a hobby, I can't see themselves pouring money into development, into getting themselves into a portal and like having the customer experience all that great because for them it's a hobby. It's not really made to make money like FrameX Studio is.
Yeah, and not even that. We don't deliver via Google Drive or Dropbox. We used to do that, and we
Yeah, we
realized
did used
it's
to do
a
that.
little bit unprofessional.
Yeah.
Mostly because right now with the portal we have, you're gonna be able to see all the properties you've done with us in one portal. So you have control of the media, and you don't have to be like, oh, I don't know where I left these images. I'm gonna send another email to Alan or to Jehu so they can just send me the photos back.
Mm. Ah, okay. I think I know what you're talking about. You're saying like when we are delivering the photos to the agent, right?
Hmm.
Sometimes in the past, this was before when we were still like learning the business. We used to send them a Google Drive link, and this Google Drive link, we'd always check our account, like how much storage do we have
Yeah.
left, right? Do we have enough to upload our next listing? A little bit embarrassing. We'd be like, hey, we have to upgrade the platform because we're running out of gigabytes. Um, but anyway, when we sent it this way, so what we had to do is we had to clear out that Google Drive because it can only hold so much, and we
Yeah.
didn't want to pay like an extraordinary amount each month. Um, and we'd clear out the old listings from the Google Drive, and the agents they'd click the old link, and it would
And it's
lead
broken
them
up.
correct. It'll lead them to nowhere. It's broken. It doesn't exist because we deleted it from the cloud. We
Yeah.
deleted it from Google Drive to make space for the next listings.
Hmm.
And that's kind of how it works. I mean, later we can talk about the Matterport side and how we have to refresh that as well.
Hmm.
But then you're digging. Now we're digging through our drives. Now we're going through old hard drives and we're looking for photos and we're looking,
Yeah.
and we're just scouring. And it just wastes so much time whenever a client's like, hey, do you have my old photos for this? Maybe.
We don't know, right?
It's going to take me a while to dig through
Yeah.
because we do so many properties. It's just going to take me a long time.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is, um, through this portal, they log in, they get a login, and they see what?
They see a portal where you see the address on the left side,
Mm-hmm.
and you see the status of the order. And then when you click that order, you're going to be able to see the photos, the video, the 3D,
Okay.
the links to share that same portal with another person so they can just download the media. Let's say your printer,
Oh,
a lot
okay.
of people, a lot of agents, what they do is just resend the images to the printer so they can use them.
Yeah.
With us, I mean, you just have to send a link, and they can just click the link and they can download themselves in
Yeah.
whatever quality they want to print it.
So it's organized by property.
Yeah.
And then when you dive into the property, you have the details of like the photos, the yada,
Yeah.
yada, yada. But then you're able to see the history. As long as you order it through us and we have those photos, it will be stored
Yeah.
on that portal and you can go back in time, be like, hey, I remember this listing.
You're gonna be able to see the details of every property,
Hmm.
and if you see that, oh, the bath and bath count is not right, okay, the portal usually puts the information that it can find on the web for that property specifically,
Public
if
record.
yeah, if a public record,
Yeah,
right? But sometimes, the property has been remodeled or something. You have to actually, you're going to be able to see the details, and you can update the details there. And the good thing about it is that you can just buy a website, a listing website, which what it does is pulling that information that you're inputting there in that platform, and it's going to show it on the website, which
sure.
is really nice. It grabs the photos, grabs the video, everything.
Yeah, and when we're going to build out this listing website, for the people who are not familiar with what this is, you okay, like Main Street. Okay, 123 Main Street. Say you have
Hmm.
a listing at 123 Main Street, and the moment you put it up into the MLS, of course, it gets pushed out to all the IDX, to all Zillow, Trulia, and Redfin, all that. But then when someone looks at the property, they're comparing your property to all the other properties.
Yeah.
They're not looking at just that house. So the goal is to sell this person on this house, right? And to do that, we want them just looking at this house in a really professional, presentable way. Then that's what these listing websites come in. There's a lot of companies that do these listing websites where it just looks horrid. It
Yeah.
looks like the like 2000s.
Yeah.
Um,
We're back in the 1970s, man.
well, I don't know if we had browsers back then, but imagine you're tuning in, you're double clicking on your big Internet Explorer,
Yeah.
Netscape, or Juno, or whatever, and you pull up, and it just has this disgusting looking, really, I wouldn't say disgusting, like a basic looking website. It's a multi-million-dollar home. Like it's a big thing. Like, do you really want to hold it to this standard? So what we did is we created some nice templates. It looks
Mhm.
beautiful, and we present your house in a way where, anyway, listing websites, it'll pull the data from what you inputted in, and as Jehu mentioned, it is public record is what we can pull directly. But if you remodel the home, if
Just
you
change it manually.
added some bedrooms, you
Yeah.
added some value to it.
Everything is, you can, even the property description,
Yes.
square footage, if you want the lot size, you can also input that information there. There's a bunch of like different settings that you can actually change.
Hmm.
What other people doesn't know is that when you're looking at our portal, right, you can actually change the theme of the actual website,
You
how it
can.
looks.
You
Like
can.
you can edit, you have complete, like,
You have access to do
control
that.
over the edit of the website. And
Yeah.
it is a simple way to do it.
It
you know
is.
it goes as simple as, whenever we deliver, you're gonna be able to see the photos, and the order, they're gonna have a number, 1, 2, 3, whatever, right? The number that is on top, let's say number one, that's gonna be what is going to be showing on the website. That's the first photo you're going to see, right?
Hmm.
That's their hero shot. And then you go down the list. Okay, so you can rearrange it, drag and drop. Like, it's super simple.
It is simple, but not all agents are going to, not everybody's going to be able to pick it up that quickly
Yeah,
because
yeah.
there's definitely a learning curve. And if you have questions, you can contact us.
Yeah, for sure. If you have questions, we can even do a quick live session where we can just show you how to use it.
Sure.
Yeah, no
I think
problem.
eventually we're going to have to hop onto Zoom and just like
Yeah,
create
yeah,
a recorded
yeah.
session, just going through all the features.
Which is good, because we want our customers to actually, unlock all the potential that that thing has.
Hmm.
Because.
Yeah. Let's go back to the listing website a little bit. So, how would you use this? Why would you even need it? Right. I think I brought up just one point about like you have your own space on the internet where they don't compare this home to other places, but marketing material. You can like have a QR code
Yeah.
and just like send all the traffic to this beautiful
Imagine
website.
that someone is like, "Hey, are you a realtor? Are you selling a property?" It's like, "Oh yeah, I have this property." It's like, blah 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 blah. You can tell all the information of the property, by saying it, or it's like, "Yeah, yeah, actually, you want to look
Do you
on
want
the
to
web?
see
Just
it?
look at the website. You have all the information there." Like,
Yeah.
3D tour, the floor plan of the property, the video of the property, the layout. Even you're gonna be able to see the map where it's at, what's around it. You can contact the engineer from there. Like it's
Yeah.
super
I
simple.
mean, it sounds like we're just talking up our own portal, right?
No,
But
but
in the essence of why we're so proud of it is because we're making you look good.
yeah.
Like so this portal on the bottom of the portal is gonna have a contact. It's gonna have your headshot there. It's gonna look really professional and really nice,
Hmm.
depending on which theme you pick, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
But if but it's gonna look
If
nice and
it's
it's gonna
car,
make
if the theme is car, you're for sure looking nice.
if it's gonna make you look professional and presentable, and that's the whole point.
Yeah.
So yeah, get a listing website. We actually sell the listing website separately if you just purchase a la carte. But if you order in a package, it comes with a
Yeah,
package.
it just comes with the package.
It's another thing. Like our concept, if you didn't know about drones, is uh, we have to deliver photos, and drones are just part of photos, which is why we don't charge for photos. And this is almost in that section where like you have to market yourself.
Hmm.
It's almost like a given. You just if you don't have a listing website, what are you doing?
Yeah.
We're holding ourselves to a higher standard now.
Yeah, I do believe that having a QR code, it probably doesn't look like it's a lot, right? One thing that I'm gonna say is that it's super simple to set up a QR code. That's one thing, right?
Yeah, don't buy it.
Yeah, don't buy it. Don't pay
Don't
for
pay
QR code.
someone like
Like,
a
no,
hundred
you just
bucks to
go
do
to
it.
QR Monkey. QR
You can
Monkey,
Google it.
put the URL there, and you're gonna be able to use generate the QR code. But what I'm trying to say is that we have a couple of realtors that they use it on their marketing material, and when I see the status of the QR code, it actually shows that the analytics that like there's people scanning that.
That's right. You can track it.
Yeah, there's
Track it.
actually people like look into that QR code, and you can lead them either to because let's say you have a booklet for this property, and you put a QR code. It can be for directly. Maybe you can put toward this property, and you scan that, and then you go to the 3D, right?
Okay.
So you can just go like, oh, okay, so this is how the property looks like.
Yeah.
It's make it easy for the buyer, for the agent that is on the buyer side to explore the property without having to tell the agent, "Hey, I want to see this
Sure.
property." Right?
Yeah, yeah. So, like we said, listing website, right? We're trying to redirect traffic to this listing website,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the easy ways, as you said, is just scan the code.
Yeah, you just kind of go.
People are not going to remember. Type in www.123 Main Street or Main Avenue, or was it Main Boulevard? Which one was it?
Yeah,
Like forget that. Just scan the code.
yeah, you just kind of go. Like
Reduce
you,
friction.
yeah, yeah. If you're a realtor that are on the listing side or even on the buyer side, for your buyers, right? It's just like, okay, if you're interested, there's this property, scan this QR code, or just click this link, and we can tour the property together.
Yeah.
I'll tell you more
Yeah.
about it.
Actually, so one thing that I do is, if you didn't know, I do a lot of business development here at FrameX, and I have a lot of meetings with realtors. And one of the things I do at the meetings is I show them our listing websites for what we've done for previous clients, and they're wowed. Um, it's I'm totally like tooting my own horn right now, but it's like when they see it, it's not what's the standard right now, but we would like to make it the standard.
Yeah.
We like to make it the standard. And it's like I can put my name on that. I can we make a beautiful website with beautiful content, beautiful media, and you slap your name on it. That's the whole point.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
That's the whole
And
point.
yeah, and even like on top of that, the whole point is to reduce friction between the buyer and the seller. The
Yeah.
easiest it is to get the property's information, the easier you're gonna sell that property.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even if you're about to go to a listing appointment.
Hmm.
Just like what I did to the realtor. I showed them this beautiful listing website on my iPad. You go to a listing appointment, you show the home seller, "Hey, this is what I did for my last client. Check this thing out."
Yeah.
It sells the agent.
Yeah. It definitely works that way as well. because it's going both ways. Right? You want to
Mhm.
sell that property, but at the same time, you want to get that listing.
Sure, get your next listing.
Yeah.
Use your previous. It's like a. This is also something I guess quite well known among realtors is that once you get a listing, milk it, milk it. You get
Just
that listing, go to the neighborhood, and like tell the whole neighborhood that you have their neighbor's house.
yeah,
And if you want to sell that house, you want to sell your own house. Look, I got your neighbors. If I can sell theirs for this over asking, I can sell yours.
yeah,
And this is how I did it. And this is
yeah.
my professional
Do
media.
you think realtors do that?
Absolutely,
No, but
absolutely.
like that hardcore. Because I would do that. I would be like, oh, I just got this listing. Door knocking on the whole neighborhood.
Oh, absolutely. So I'm not a realtor myself, but I've read so many books about the practices of real estate agents. About I really dove deep. I nerded out for like a very long time reading books on and asking and talking to agents. And some of them are really aggressive marketers, especially the ones that work on condos. So the agents that work at condos, you sell a condo, you go and you preach to the whole entire community of condos nearby. I can sell condos.
Hmm.
They hand out flyers. They hand out like they go hard at that same community, that same area. Hey, look, I sold your neighbor's house.
I've seen like this realtor Vivian, right? I
Hmm.
think what she does for some of her listings are it's amazing. That they make even reunions with the community where they share some drinks and stuff, and
Oh,
they get to know Vivian, and which for me that's it's amazing. You get to know your client, you build that relationship, and maybe in the future it's gonna sprout into something really nice, right?
yeah, 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 absolutely. Especially when the realtor is known in the community, well known,
Yeah.
they get referrals.
Yeah. Yeah, they do get a lot of referrals, which is really impressive.
Yeah. I mean, running a real estate. If you're an agent, you're basically running your own business as well. And if you can reduce marketing costs by having these raving fans that just keep preaching, like you need a realtor, go use Vivian.
Yeah.
She's the one that sold my house. When I lived at the condos.
Every time, and I say this, like every time I go to one of her listings to do the media, it's really impressive that the seller is like, yeah, I just found her, because what my neighbor sold his condo, or
Yeah,
I saw this ad on the
I
supermarket,
saw
or
this
it's
postcard.
crazy.
Yeah, oftentimes when we go to homes, we'll talk to the seller just to create
Yeah,
conversation.
great conversation.
And sometimes I ask them, always ask them, like, "Hey, why are you selling this house?" Or like, "How did you
Yeah.
find out?" Or "How did you find the agent? Because she's amazing." And the answers I get, postcards. I heard from a neighbor. It's
Mm-hmm.
always like word of mouth, and it's just like that trust that you get from
Yeah.
someone who's done it in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's you better milk it. And something to also share about this agent. I know we're talking about Vivian right now. Is she does go all out.
Yeah.
She goes all out on her media. She stages the property well. It looks beautiful most of the time. Like so you don't have full control. Don't get me wrong. So that's why I say most of the time. Sometimes the homeowner just doesn't want you to touch their property that way, but she would like beautify the properties and they
Yeah.
sell so well.
Yeah, to a point where if she thinks that maybe it's a good idea to remodel a little bit of the property, that will be a good selling point, or she has a good eye on that.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And her stager too. I believe her stager I contacted her before and she was too busy to get back to me unfortunately, but she does a great job.
Yeah, she does a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that's about the condo side. Now, I do want to ask you, like, on your what's your favorite type of shoot? Because there are condos, there's single families, there's townhomes, there's luxury.
As a photographer, right? Um, as jaded as I am,
Jaded.
right? I've For me, I enjoy the conversation with the agent, and I do understand that there has to be that interaction. But at the same time, it's easier, and the best ones are when they just send me the lockbox code. I go in there, grab the shots, do my stuff. There's no tenant. There's nothing. Just grab the shots, go in and out. That's it.
So does it matter what type of house it is? You just like the vacant properties?
I just like the vacant properties. Yeah, vacant properties are just a lot easier to deal with. I'm not saying that dealing with a tenant is difficult, because they just have to understand that maybe you need the room or you need the space. If it's a two-story home, you need them to maybe stay in one of the floors while you finish the bottom floors, stuff like that. But the way I shoot is systematic. So I go in there and I do the 3D first. And
Okay.
then I do the photos, right? To grab the
Mhm.
best angles. And then now I have the best angles in my camera. And with that knowledge, I just grab my camera, put it on the tripod. I mean, put it on the gimbal. I record the video then, right?
Mhm.
And so if it's a two-story home, right, it's better for me to do the 3D of the whole property, the photos of the whole property, and the video of the whole property in that order.
That's true because, sometimes when you do, like, if you have a
On
tenant.
mounting, remounting the camera, the
Yeah, you
tripod,
have
the gimbal, this and
you
that.
have your gear everywhere. You
Yeah.
have, like, all these tripods everywhere, and it's like, "Okay, I need to hide them from every shot," and if I wanna do a video, the video needs to be from this room to this room, these angles, and I can't grab the equipment in the shot. It just wastes a lot of
It
time.
gets tricky. It gets tricky.
Yeah, and I do like what you said, though. That is definitely the process to imitate. It is to start with a 3D tour because you get all the angles. You get a really good feel for the space.
Yeah, because you're there sitting, like waiting for the machine to actually get
Get the shots.
yeah, get the shots,
Yeah.
and then you're walking around, you just, with your eye, your already trained eye, and you can see where you can find the good spots and this and that.
Exactly. So
So
at that point, like you already know which shots with your camera you can take. You just
yeah,
walk up to the spot, you snap the photo because you already saw during the 3D tour, this is a good angle.
hmm yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And with the video, right? The photos that you took are probably gonna be in the video, but with movement.
Correct, correct. Because it's the same angle, but with motion now.
Yeah,
So we get an even better feel for the composition in the space after you take the photos. And the video just happens so much faster. So, for example, if you're switching between 3D tour, photos, video, and you keep switching back and forth in between all of these trying to get all the rooms,
yeah.
major waste of time, you're being inefficient, and the quality of your output is probably going to be lower.
No, and it's not even that. I mean, it's just I believe that whenever you're doing something, you need a system. You
You
need
need,
to
yeah.
systemize it in some way or another,
Oh, the
right?
system's got to work.
Yeah. So if you're breaking your system in the way of like I'm getting photos and then I'm getting three shots here and then I'm remounting on my gimbal and then grabbing three videos. Whenever you go to your camera, the media is gonna be all like
That's a nightmare.
yeah, it's a nightmare to go through all of
That
that
is a
when
nightmare.
it's not in order, when you don't know where to shot. Like it's a
Yeah.
lot of work.
So that's one thing that I think a lot of people do not understand because they're like, oh, don't you just need to grab photos? And you already took photos of that room, take photos of this room too, right? After you do the video.
Yeah.
And it's like, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, I had one agent ask me. She asked me, "Are you done 45 minutes into the session?" When
Hmm.
I was doing a full video. When I was doing 3D, I was doing video and all that.
Yeah.
Even I was even doing a vertical version of the video and a horizontal version of the video. She thought I was done at 45 minutes.
Well, okay. That's okay. We can laugh and enjoy it right
Yeah, yeah,
now,
yeah.
looking back at it. But if it's the first time you picked up a
Oh
camera, or if
no,
you're not
yeah.
familiar with this, how the process, 45 minutes might seem like a long time. Like,
Yeah.
we're just grabbing shots, aren't we?
Yeah, let's be real. I mean, for me, I'm a photographer that I'm already experienced, so I can go in and out a home probably doing 3D photos and video in about 2 hour, 2.5 hours, depending on the size of the property.
Sure. Yeah, the size is everything when it
Yeah,
comes to the property.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Because sometimes if it's a really small apartment, one bed, one bath, that's gonna take me probably 25 minutes.
It sounds crazy, right?
Yeah.
25 minutes. But I mean, to some people that might be like crazy long. To some people that might be crazy short.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, at my skill level is 25 minutes to maybe 45 minutes
Sure,
for
sure.
an apartment like
Yeah,
that.
and you don't want to rush. You don't want to
No,
just
no, no,
like
no, no,
base it off time.
no, no, no. We actually don't. We have a time frame in mind, but at the same time, we account for me enjoying the shots, me trying to get the best shots possible with the video.
Hmm.
It's things like that. The thing is that I do enjoy what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like every time I look at a property, I was actually having that conversation with my girlfriend that whenever we're gonna move out to a new apartment, I'm probably gonna be really picky because I've seen it all. I've seen it all. I've
Yeah.
seen how a nice kitchen looks. I've seen how an apartment layout can be, and they have to be that. They
That's
have to
gonna
be.
work
Yeah,
against you. You're gonna be
it's
paying the
gonna
high
work. It's
bucks.
for sure gonna work against me.
Yeah, pay those high bucks for the
Yeah.
luxury kitchen.
Yeah. Not even the kitchen. Sometimes it's even the layout. The apartment. Like, there's something I've been watching this guy on YouTube. I don't remember the name, but he talks about feng shui or something.
Oh, yeah,
What
yeah,
is
yeah.
it? I don't know how to
The feng shui,
feng shui. Yeah, feng shui, which is really it's nice.
the
Like
flow of the
the
house.
flow and
The
the
picture has
energies
to
and
be
stuff
this
like that.
way. The window
And it's
facing
actually
this
like sometimes when
direction.
I go into apartments right now and I see the layout, it's like, yeah, this doesn't work for that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
we could talk about floor plans, we could talk about layouts and get all the details on that, but maybe we can save that for the next episode because
Yeah.
that's all the time we have for this episode.
Okay. Summary: we have a portal where your
We do.
properties your properties are easy to see. You have the control over your media and stuff like
Sure.
that. You know, obviously take care of yourselves, and I hope you guys enjoyed the episode.
Oh, yeah. All right. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.